What's up, everybody? It's Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome back to MX vs. ATV Reflex, where today we're going to be playing the 2022 WSX Round 1 Cardiff track by Croth or Croth H. I'm not sure if there's two H's in there or not, but we're going to do probably 10 laps on this track. We get 10 laps in, no opponents, just kind of have a fun little shred sesh right here. And the sole purpose of this video today for me is honestly to try to bust out this triple quad line that Josh Hill and Ken Roxon were doing in the real race, because did a little bit of demo laps on this track to try to get ready for this video, and I was only able to bust the quad out one time, so I feel like I'm struggling a little bit with that. I want to try to get it for you guys and show off this track properly today. But of course, we'll also talk about this track, talk about kind of the race, the series a little bit, because Croth is planning, I guess, on having a MX vs. ATV Reflex WSX championship of some kind. And you guys can check that out on the link in the description below for the track. If you want more information on it, I'll maybe reach out to Croth and see if he's got like a Discord or something set up for it or something. Oh, am I going to get it first try? Oh, a little bit short right there. That triple is the toughest part. But we'll try to get it for a lap here, because that was just the reconnaissance lap here at the beginning, and now we've got our first official lap started. But it sounds like they're trying to do a series. Of course, it's PC only, because Reflex only has servers up still on the PC, and can only have custom tracks on the PC. So it's just for PC players out there, but there's still a good little contingent of PC players for the Reflex side of it that have little series and stuff like that. So like I said, if you guys are interested at all, I'll be sure to link in the description the track and follow up with any more information if you guys are interested in that. But as a reminder, this is the WSX track, Cardiff Round 1. World Supercross had their inaugural season this year. Ken Roxon was the champion, even though he won neither race. Joey Savacci won the second round. And of course, Eli Tomac wildcarded the British Grand Prix here that we're playing and won that one. And then Roxon rode a Honda at Paris Supercross and now has signed with Suzuki. So a lot of stuff has happened since this specific race, but I got hit up in the DMs on Instagram a couple days ago, and someone said that this track was made in Reflex. So I wanted to try it out just because I've done the WSX track in Sim, and I did it. I created one on Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 5, and then there was also the Cardiff version on MX Bike. So I've seen a bunch of different iterations of this track, and I kind of just wanted to see what it was like in Reflex as well. It's kind of cool that the way our community seems to work these days is you have, you know, a pro supercross track race or something like that, national, whatever, and then every games community goes into working on creating it in some shape or form, whether for racing or just for fun. So we end up having a lot of these tracks to play. Oh my god, busted right here. Gosh, you have to whip glitch to even get to the possibility of downsiding that. Is this going to be my best lap? I did a 52 flat before, so that's a 53 flat. And the real track, the real race, they were doing 45s, I think it was, that Ken Roxon's Super Pole lap time was on this track. So not quite close to that, but as you can tell by this track, it's a little bit more spread out, and kind of everything's a little bit bigger. You can't bust the quad out of the corner coming up right here. There were quad and then table over single before the Supercross triple for their Super Pole laps, at least, not necessarily always in the race, but they quad right there and then table over single right there. So stepping on, step off is pretty much the exact same speed. They would just quad to carry a little bit more momentum, obviously, through that section and then through the corners and such. But the rest of the track, you can pretty much do almost everything else the same. This triple to quad sequence is really quite challenging. I don't remember the triple being that difficult in the WSX real race, but I like the challenge of it in this game just because you really have to get seated down after those step-on, step-offs into the transition and pop that triple to downside it and even have a shot at the quad. Like, didn't even get a chance to try it this last time through, and then these tough blocks are stupendously hard. Not sure why they included the Monster Energy tough blocks. I think there's other tough blocks that are usable in this game, but Monster Energy was not a sponsor in title or just brand form for WSX, so I just went crazy with the Monster Energy logos all over this track here. I do like the way that he set up this track, though. Like I said, it presents a unique challenge that was a little bit different, I think, than what the real track was. So, you know, I loaded it up expecting it to feel one way, and it didn't feel exactly that way, but it still flows quite well. And once you get the hang of doing this section back here and can get this triple quad sequence consistently, like right there, let's get all the way to the backside. Not quite. pretty close, but we messed up the beginning of this lap, so it's going to be a pretty rough lap. I want to try to get down to the 52s if I can, so I can at least almost match that best time that I put down. But yeah, like I said, they did a solid enough job, I feel like, putting this track together. And interesting to see what it's going to race like when they have those races as well. I haven't done a Reflex race in quite a while with anything other than a group of buddies. I got invited to do like their Monster Cup race that Reflex group was putting together like 4 or 5 years ago and got absolutely smoked. But who knows, maybe if I have some free time, I'll jump in and see what their racing series is all about. Might be kind of fun to check out and see what it's like. Because I get a lot of people that say like, man, if only we had, this game was still available on servers and we could have hosted races and stuff like that. But since it's PC only, and obviously PC gamers are a little bit more partial towards MX Bike or MX Bikes or MX Simulator these days, you don't get too many people to still jam out on the Reflex side. Honestly, like DS19, who is Darksides, of course, some of you may remember him from some of our old track reviews on some of these tracks. He's the one that still hosts like a Reflex content site in terms of being able to download these tracks, and it's been a little bit dry of late. NWG hosted like a Supercross series last year on some old tracks and had a lot of new content flowing through there, but then after that it kind of died down. There was only like maybe a handful of national tracks released last year, and maybe not even 1 or 2 extra Supercross tracks. So not sure if the Reflex community has finally fully switched over to bikes, or they just have gotten a little bit burnt out on the game, or what have you. It just seems like that side of the content creation died down a little bit, but obviously might have a little bit of a racing series to talk about soon, so that'll be kind of cool. Oh, here we go. Is this going to be a good lap right here? Landing into the corner with a 47 on the clock. We got to get this double clean up to the line. It's going to be a 52-58, so still not my personal best, but consistently putting down those 52s, low 53s if I can bust out these couple sections right here in the back. I like these ruts. These ruts hold you in really nicely. You can kind of angle them correctly. They'll just lay right into them. Feel really good. And pop that little double out of that corner. These WSX tracks, both this one and the one that were in Melbourne in real life, I felt like were a little bit, I hate to say the word boring, but just kind of plain. There wasn't anything that really jumped out of the page as unique or special than any other Supercross track we've ever seen, at least in the US side. So hoping for their second season we'll see a little bit more cooler tracks and stuff like that. There's a pretty good line right there. I think we're going to be pretty much right on par with what we just ran before. 52, oh no, 51.7. We just did run our best lap right there. So pretty happy that I was able to do it in video form, because normally when I actually start talking and playing at the same time, my actual abilities in the game go to complete garbage. But it's turned out to go the other way today. I actually have a decent lap to show you guys. So we'll show off the last couple laps here on this video, send you guys on your way today. But yeah, Reflex, catch the fever. Interesting to see how much off track he has on this stadium. I thought that you could resize stadiums in Reflex when you're building them. I don't even know. This looks like a custom stadium too. So it doesn't look like it's one of the base stadiums unless he recolored one of the base stadiums with this like purplish color. I don't remember any of the base stadiums having a look like this, so must use a custom stadium. Still looks pretty good. There's nobody in the stands, man. WSX had a lot of people in the stands. They were packing those places because people were obviously quite excited to see some marquee talent that they don't normally get to see with Tomac and Roxon and Zavachi, Brayton, Josh Hill. Like, pretty good little list of guys there. This is a pretty good start to the lap right here. Kind of messed up that jump right there, but we're still flowing along. Roll that guy in. Double down the backside. I really wish you could triple, or quad I should say, out of this corner. You can go over table, step on, step off, which I think is slightly faster. So maybe I'll try to do it on this last lap coming up, but kind of have blown out the corner already, so it might not be better than what I'm already doing. There's going to be a rough little line right there. Downside that. Lip glitch into the corner. Oh, the rear end started to slide a little bit. I think that cost me just those 2/10 right there. 51.9 to 51.7. Still my best is that. All right, let's try to put down this heater. Final lap here. WSX Cardiff in Reflex. Oh, that rut was greasy. pretty good so far. Let's see if I can do that alternate line through here. I think it's a little bit faster. Oh, this might... Oh, no, it still worked out. Look at that. Look at it. And we went long on the triple because that line's a little bit faster. So like I said, seemed to work out a little bit better. A little bit offline right there. Step onto the table. Get that transition. Nailed it. And all the way into the corner. Just miss out. Let's still make it good. We might go to the 50s here. 50.9. Best lap on the Cardiff track. Nice. Pretty stoked with that. That was a good little sequence of laps right there at the end, putting some absolute heaters down. We'll check out the highlight reel here at the end. But this is the WSX Round 1 Cardiff track in MXer's ATV Reflex by Croft. Like I said, link in the description below. If you guys have any more questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to hit me up in the comments below. And that is going to do it for us here today on Start Your System. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. So long for now.